So you just finished up your fast start, your first 11 days on the job, and you're probably in one of three places. You either had the fast start that you wanted to, great, probably sold three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 plus $1,000 in your first 11 days on the job. Great job, by the way. You've got plenty of recommendations. You're feeling pretty good. Or you're on the complete opposite end of that. You didn't have the fast start that you want. Maybe some things happened, some family stuff, or school got in the way, and you didn't really get the fast start that you wanted to. You didn't get off to a fast start. You got off to a slow start. That's okay. Some of our best reps, by the way, started out and had a rough fast start. I remember my first appointment, I had my blue book upside down, and my client didn't tell me for about 15 minutes. Remember Jake Zimmerman, one of my top reps. He's now over $600,000 in Cutco sales. His first appointment, he sold a turning fork and tried to give away the super shears for free. Can't do that. Russ Wimbrow, his first 10 days on the job, he only sold $300, a whopping $300 in sales. He's now over $1.5 million. Ryan Leach is another one. In his fast start, he sold 600 and he quit. He left the business for like 3 months. And finally it dawned on him. He's like, you know what? I didn't really give that Cutco thing a real shot. Let me go back and see what I can do. And he sold over $1.2 million worth of Cutco, one of our top realtor reps in the company. I could give you example after example after example after example. You know, it's all about what you do from here. And then the third group, you're probably right in the middle. You're in a good spot. You didn't have a great fast start. You didn't have a bad fast start. Probably not feeling any type of way about it. You're doing just coasting. So regardless of where you're at, though, it's about where you're going from here. And there's quite a few things that you need to know. One, the contest that you've got. Two, you've got to figure out a schedule that works for you. And three, I need to give you some assignments that are going to help you get there. So let's talk about what's to come. Let's talk about that first thing. So there's plenty of things to shoot for. I mean, a couple things that you could probably write down in your notes really quick is the Rolex contest. That's a big one. So in one calendar year, you sell over $275,000, you win a company Rolex. They hook you up with a $10,000 watch. That's pretty exciting. There are 3 scholarships if you're in school. We've got the spring scholarship, we've got the summer scholarship, we've got the fall scholarship. Basically, if you're an enrolled student, they take the top 50 students in the summer and the top 25 in the fall and spring. So let me go ahead and mark that here. And it's based on total sales for the campaign. Generally, what happens is in the spring and fall, usually the person that wins, if you crack into the top 25, you've sold about $40,000. Top 25. In the summer, though, it's way more competitive because we have students working full-time for the summer. If you want to crack into the top 50, you've probably got to sell somewhere close to like $60,000. So if you break that down over the campaign, I mean, you've got about 18 weeks, so you can do the math to figure that out. But scholarship will look phenomenal on your resume. I don't think there's anything better that you can put on your resume than having won a scholarship from a multi-million-dollar international marketing firm. Looks incredible. And you've got the President's Club letter. And that basically is a hand-signed letter from the company's CEO, Al DiLeonardo. And it just basically brags about how well you've done. And, you know, you've gone to all these meetings and you've worked hard and you've established yourself as one of the top reps. To do that, you just have to sell $6,000 in a campaign. So I'd shoot for dirty 30, okay? That's just selling 10K. But to get to 6K, that's all you need to sell in a campaign. It's pretty easy to do around the spring and the fall. Speaking of, that's another big one. We've got to get you to dirty 30. That's 30%. That's 10,000 in sales. And once you hit dirty 30, you make 30% commission on everything that you sell. If you sell an average order of $400, you're making $120 per appointment. You know, get excited about that because the job starts when you get to dirty 30. It's not the finish line, it's the starting point. So if you haven't hit that in your fast start, that's the next goal. We got to figure out when that is. So I have an assignment for you. The assignment, I want you to figure out, when is your dirty 30 birthday? When are you going to do that? And what I'd like you to do is go ahead and text your manager the date that you want to hit that by. Okay. So that's one of your assignments. And then I think about the other things that you could shoot for. You know, we have trips. Talk to your manager. There's probably one going on right now, or one coming up soon that you could compete in. We've got contests all the time, like SC2, SC3, CFC, where you can win a trophy. You get recognized as one of the top reps in the division. You can win free stuff. We always have contests going on. And if we don't have contests going on, you could probably set a contest with your manager. So I'm going to put that down here on the list. Okay. Now, the next thing I think about is with your fast start, right? You just worked really hard over 10 days or 11 days as your first week on the job. You're just doing as much as you can, however much you can. And now it's time to figure out what kind of schedule that you want to have. So here's what I'd propose to you. If you're a part-time rep, okay, here's what I would recommend. Do 2, set 2. Basically, on the days that you're working, can you do 2 appointments and set 2 appointments? If you're more like full-time, maybe it's do 4, set 4. There's actually a really good spot on our website where if you go to the website, which is cutcoscript.com, I'm going to go ahead and screen share here. So cutcoscript.com, if you click up on schedules, okay, and you scroll down, there's a couple schedules here. You can figure out which one you want. This is just selling during the weekend. This is the Sunday bruncher. This is the business major. There's a blank schedule right here you can customize. I'd recommend getting a custom schedule, either a planner, Google Calendar works great, or actually I'll show you my Google Calendar here really quick while we have it up. This is my Google Calendar. So in here is when I can do service calls. I've got all my group calls. I've got all my interviews. I've got all my trainings. I've got all my workouts. I've got my coaching calls. I've got when my receptionist works. I've got when Turner's running interviews. I've got both of my meetings in here. Basically, I plan out everything in my schedule, and it's on a week-to-week basis, and I get reminders. It makes it so easy. But if you're more of a paper calendar person, that's cool too. So here's what I'm talking about. Do 2, set 2. Okay, this is very part-time. It's 8 to 10 appointments completed for the week. You'd probably make 200 to 350 a week. If that's cool with you, great. Set 5 appointments on Wednesday. Set another 5 between your appointments. You know, somewhere in the middle, I said do 4, set 4 is more like full-time. Somewhere in the middle would be do 3, set 3. That'd be 10 to 15 appointments completed during the week. That's a normal week, you know. You'd make 300 to 650 a week. You'd probably sell 2 to 3 grand a week. You'd make 4 to 6 grand during the fall, summer, or spring. This is a great schedule, by the way. Do 3, set 3. And then do 4, set 4. This is more like a full-time job or something you do during push weeks or during your fast start. If you want to make some real money, this is how you do it. Do 4, set 4. So that would look like on a day-to-day basis, you wake up 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., you're making calls. You're probably setting 2 or 3 in the morning. And then after each appointment, you're setting another 2 or 3 appointments. And so the way to do that is to either be on the phone or in a demo. You can call after each appointment. That would be like doing an appointment and setting one more. You can call before, you can call after your coaching calls. You know, this would be a schedule to set for yourself if you want to go after something big like a contest or a push week or the scholarship contest and make a name for yourself in a big way. So you just finished your fast start. We've got our meeting coming up. Today would be Monday. So we've got our meeting coming up on Wednesday. That's going to be your first big team meeting where you just finished your fast start, you're getting into a normal schedule. So this one's really, really important. Make sure you're coming in prepared. So you come to the meeting with a list of 40 people to call. Make sure that you come into the meeting with your schedule already done. And then when you get to the meeting, the way that you can really show up for yourself and for your manager is to just go all out on the phone. And what I mean by that is make 40 phone calls in a row without stopping. And your goal should be to set 5 to 7 appointments at the phone jam. And what I used to do when I was a rep was I would set 2 goals. I would set a phone call goal. I would set a demo goal. And whichever one I hit first, that's when I'd stop. And that's a great way to do it. So if you set 5 to 7 Wednesday night, if you set another 5 to 7 on Sunday, you've already got 10 to 12, 13, 14 appointments booked up for the week. And all you have to do around that is just make a couple calls to set a couple of appointments to manage some cancellations and some reschedules, and then you've got yourself a really good schedule. So proud of you, regardless of how that fast start went, and I'll see you at the team meeting.